Peace and prosperity. Be out to all these listeners watching. It's your girl LaShaWright, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to get straight down to the point, guys. Today we're going to talk about perfectionists and the problem with being a perfectionist and the trouble that comes with that, right? Somebody who's overly perfectionist about whatever they do, whether it's looking a certain way, writing, the way they do everything. Meaning, when things are not exactly how they expect, it can be very annoying, become bothersome. They may even become anxious because of it. I think it's very disruptive when it comes to like the growth part of you, because if you're always like working on being perfect and not making mistakes, then you kind of push yourself out of the element of being able to grow. Perfection basically means you have it all right and all together, or you want things to be nicely done. It's a better way of saying it. But the thing about perfection is it doesn't equivalize to growth. And if things were perfect, there would be no need to grow. And who wants that? Like, life will be so boring. The only thing that would be worth doing in life would be eating and traveling and learning all the old facts that we never knew about in school. It will be a few things in this earth worthy of doing once you've got to a place of perfection. But after you've seen the world and done all of that, right? Even after you did all that, it will still become boring. So my thing is, being a perfectionist doesn't allow you to always grow or make mistakes, because in a sense, perfection wants you to avoid mistakes and find a more better decision to choose from. So I bet it's really hard on the consciousness, like the thinking process that comes with, oh, this is not right, and I need to do this, and this is not looking good enough, and why is this dusty, and just like constantly having to check behind other people. A person who's very in a state of perfection naturally wouldn't want you to always do things for them, because they wouldn't like the way you do it because it would not be their way of doing. I think anything that's outside of what they would normally do would bother them tremendously, because it's not like approved by them in a sense. I'm not saying you need their approval, but I'm just saying if you're gonna do something for somebody who's like very perfectionist, yeah, it's best to ask. It's a lot of people who, allow you to help them, but you'll have to constantly ask them questions like, okay, is this right? Is this right where you wanted to go? They'll be like, move it up a little bit, or put it there, or no, just go a little bit. Like, they have specifics. And if you're gonna love somebody who's perfect, or focus on being perfectionist, I suggest you be understanding, understand that, they struggle with some things as well. They're not perfect, nobody is. Just take into account that, people who want things neatly done probably grew up in a childhood with parents who were very strict, or wasn't very lenient on them. So it could be from a childhood trauma. It could be from so many things. A lot of things that we project or are now comes from something we've seen growing up in our childhood, and it projects in our adult lives, and it is a monster. But that's the thing about perfection. The people who deal with it, it's pretty draining, wanting to be perfect all the time, and then it can destroy you internally, because not only do you look the part, you want things to look the part, you don't always feel the part, and you may not be perfectly great at expressing that, and you may neglect your feelings or how you really are on the inside. So I think people who are focused on perfection really need to work on themselves internally and focus on their inner traumas and really work on healing from the need to be so all together, because no one's all together. And I'm somebody who's an overachiever. I can say even that's completely toxic. So I'm saying it's not healthy, guys.